Hi, everyone. I'm just laughing right now because I just read Cadence's comment. She said, in response to my saying, "Y'all ready?" She said, "Probably not, but let's go." That's the spirit, Cadence. How's everyone doing today? Can everyone hear me okay? Let me know if you can before we get started. And as usual, I have my goblet of water with me. Perfect. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Juan. Okay, so we're going to start with something a little different today. We're going to start with some chanting. So I'd love for all of you to chant with me. And what we are going to do is chant the word hum, which I typed right in the chat. So we're going to chant the word together. And what hum means, it's the spirit of unity. It's a spirit of togetherness. It's the essence of spirit in general. So I feel like this will really help connect us. And let's see how long we can do it for. Don't worry, we won't do it for too long. So are you guys in? Are you ready? Ready to chant? Let me know in the comments. Because we're all doing this together. I want to feel your chants. I want to feel the hum. Corey is with me. Who else? I'm the only one doing this in public. Great. I'm glad you all are in it. Okay. All right. I'm going to start by taking a deep breath in, out, all the way out the root. Hum. Thank you for doing that with me. How's everyone feeling today? Morgan said, gotta stop stuffing my face. I think the majority of the internet issues I was facing is resolved. So if you find that you're having trouble hearing me, please let me know. Okay. The sun came out in Maryland. That's good. I am wanting the sun to come out. Hopefully tomorrow. It's kind of gray in New York. Roller coaster ride of emotions working at the hospital. Yeah, Corey. Have you been able to get much rest? Hi, Kavita. Hi, Indira. David, the last pitch was a little too high. How did it make you feel? Feeling grounded. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Maria. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good. I was pretty much disconnected from, I try not to use social media that much during the day because I don't want to be distracted. I want to stay clear. And earlier today, I was resting, and then Kali Ma was like, okay, live today, 5 p.m. And I was like, all right, sure. So let's see what comes up. Does anyone have any questions? First, let's start with that. How's everyone doing in this space and time? Oh, good, Morgan. I'm glad the humming helped. Oh, wow. Morgan, it's snowing where Morgan is. So the way Kali Ma works best through me is through questions. And something that she said while I was napping today is, you come to me. I don't come to you. Very divine, feminine essence. Like, you approach her. Approach her and ask her your inquiries. Don't wait for something if you need it. Ask. Ask and you shall receive. How do we approach her? By simply asking, being brave in your essence, and approaching her with humility and peacefulness and the calm person you are, and saying, can you help me? But acknowledging that if you ask for help, she will truly help and help you quickly, because she has a sword of fire that will just cut through all the bullshit, as you might have noticed. Meg, I'm so sorry I'm holding space for you. Let me know if there's anything that you need. Holly asks, does Kali Ma have a portal in the middle of the earth? Not sure what that means. Can you rephrase that? She says she has portals everywhere. She's showing me a woman and her legs spread open and her yoni being that portal. She's saying, I'm everything. I am not in just one location. Ooh. Juan, can you tell me how to pronounce your name? I want to make sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly before we get to your question. Sound Or questions for a reason? Juan? Perfect. Okay. Who's stable right now? Okay, I'm back. I'll repeat Juan's question. Why do we always ask what we can do? What happens when you be? What happens when you meditate? What comes to you then? Why do we always feel like we need to do more? Do I still have bad internet? It says that I'm here. I'm in New York City. We're all in the same, we're stuffed in apartments and using the same Wi-Fi. And she's here to teach you to not question yourselves all the time and to not question with, did I freeze again? Am I good? Yes. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny, you're such an awesome presence. Thank you for your spirit. Back to you, Juan. Don't worry. We didn't forget about you. She's here to help you step into your power today, and that's why she wanted everyone to connect within this forum. Because now is the perfect time to determine who you are in this light, in this new world, this new power that we all have. Because with endings, with the destruction of anything comes a rebirth. And how are we going to rebirth ourselves in this new light? What have we been craving within ourselves? So, Juan, what is your practice with yourself? How do you connect with yourself every day? Because your psychic gifts, what you're really asking is, how do you know yourself? So what do you do? Start there. Do you meditate? Do you talk to yourself? How are you with yourself? What is your relationship like with yourself? That's a question for you to answer. Looking through your questions. Corey says, I'm trying to feel into the emotions instead of trying to release them, but this causes so much depression or anger. Is this the best way for me to feel into it? Yes. How do you know that the depression won't last for like mere seconds or a day? Why are you so quick to dismiss it before you've even had the chance to express it? There is no shame in depression. There is no shame in anger. What fears do you have related to those emotions? Who has prevented you? Who has shamed you from feeling that way before? Has it been someone else? Has it been yourself? How do you personally try to feel into the emotions, Corey? Morgan says, what I do struggle with is witnessing others staying in their fear and being unable to help. You can help by being in your power. and asking if there's anything that you can do to support them, and being compassionate and not pitying them, but being aware of how they are doing and staying within your power. Maria, can she help me know what's going on with my stomach issues today? Is there anything that can help? She's giving me a very graphic image of diarrhea. And that you just need to just let out all the gas within your system. It's like you have a stopped plug, but it's of energy. Let me tap in more to see what she has to say about that. She said releasing fears and the emotions surrounding it. Is there something that you're holding on to? Meg asks, does she have an opinion of folks talking about 3 days of darkness and trying to stay neutral? She rolls her eyes and she said, there are words and catchphrases for everything. She doesn't care. How are you using it to your advantage? How are you using it to step into your power and become who you are and acknowledge yourself? It doesn't matter what we call these things. It doesn't matter that we call it a new earth, 3 days of darkness, the shift. Things are always shifting. Things are always changing. What are we going to do about it? One thing, let's all answer this, and you can answer this in the chat, is Kali Ma says, why do you come to me today? Why do you come to me with all of your questions, and have you asked yourselves first? And if you have asked yourself, what was the answer? What did you hear? What did you feel? What did you see? And what about that did you not trust? For guidance? Did you inquire within first? Simply divine? There's too much what? Let's talk about that. There's too much. I forgot to do my disclaimer with Kali Ma. She can be very catalyzing. It's all love. It's all divine. She just can be a lot for some people. Brandy, hello. So there's too much what? That's a question for you, Brandy, that she'd like you to answer. I'll wait for you, Brandy. She thinks it's important for us to go through this. Brandy, what you're experiencing is what a lot of people are experiencing. So I'd like to go over your specific example. Should I focus on building my own site or focus on moon circles first? What happens when you inquire with yourself? What answers do you receive? Kalima also says, why not do both? But what does your none? So maybe that means it doesn't matter which one you do first. Or maybe it means that you don't have to pick one over the other. Why is it that you have to make a choice? Why is it that you're limiting yourself to one over the other? Who said that you can only do one or the other? Brandy, do you have any other questions? A lot of us put all of our trust and faith into another entity with hopes that it will help us, that it will give us the answer, that it will tell us which way to go. But what if I told you that anything that you pick will help you? So if you focus on your site, that will help you. If you focus on moon circles first, that will help you. If you continue to do nothing, that may help you a little bit. But how long can you do nothing for? It's the power of choice, the power of recognizing the strength of your own decisions. And that nothing is good or bad, and disappointment is not bad. Disappointment allows you to recognize which way to go from there. Cadence. What is wrong with feeling disappointed? Feeling disappointed will certainly help you determine which direction to go in after that. Why are we so afraid of emotions? And I'm not referring to, I mean in Kalima, I'm not referring to when you need to sit and meditate on a decision. I'm referring to when you are keeping yourselves stuck because you're afraid of your own power and you're afraid of your own choices. Fear does not mean necessarily that you need to stop. Sometimes you need to do it anyway. Will you help me release that which no longer serves my highest potential? What does that mean? What does no longer serves your highest potential? Your fear is serving you. Your indecision is serving you, believe it or not. And I'm here to bring your indecision to light. Kavita says, because I put a lot of thought in it, but I still feel like I'm missing things. Like I don't want to see some things. That's why. Okay. Brandy, I'm still focused on you. I'm just also jumping to Kavita's question as well. So Brandy, let me know if you have any more questions. What is wrong, Brandy? What is the wrong choice? Is the wrong choice meaning you're going to die? Are you afraid of death? What will happen if you make the wrong choice? What will happen if you delay your website and choose to cultivate this circle? Do you hear all of the excuses that we make up? We're afraid we'll choose wrong, so we don't choose at all. And then we miss out on all of the opportunities that we have to grow. So if you continue thinking about whether you want a website or the circle, are you fulfilling your purpose there? And I'm using you as an example, Brandy, because I know you can handle it. And I love you, and I thank you for your vulnerability. So where are you now, Brandy? Let's talk about the excuses that come up. And how long have you been contemplating this? Not enough money to do what? I would like everyone to tell me an excuse. Tell me a reason why they're not moving forward with something that they really wanted to do. Go ahead, type it right there in the chat, and let's talk it out. Try not to be as harsh as with Brandy. But let's be real with ourselves here. Let's be real and bring up and confront the fears and anything that we place in our way. Fear of failing. Have you ever failed before, Cadence? What was that like? Did you die? And if you did die, you're here again on Earth, ready to experience it again. Fear of judgment. Morgan, whose judgment are you fearful of? Cadence, fear of wasting my time. What does that look like, wasting your time? Do you feel like you're wasting your time not making a choice? Corey's fearful of feeling stupid. Do you look at your other sisters and brothers and think that they're stupid when they're being vulnerable? Why is it that you are the only person that feels stupid? You know you're not stupid. So what part of your inner child is triggering that? Fear of not being understood, Christina. What about it? What about not being understood? Because you're in a whole room with people who understand you. Brandy says, oh shit, fear of not belonging. You are here to create a place of belonging. Brandy, I'm holding space for you in your tears. And I love you. And you're a powerful being. Let's all just send Brandy some love and light. Brandy, what kind of tears are there? Are you releasing? Or is it a tears of acknowledgement? Yes, love beams. Setting love beams to Brandy. You were here to create a space, yes. And many of us who feel like outsiders, so that they can be empowered. They can eventually create their own space for others who are just like them. So thank you, Brandy. And we love you. Okay, who's next? Christina, fear of abandonment. Let's go. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what it is that you would like to create and how that triggers your fear of abandonment. And when I say create, this is Kali Ma speaking, I mean create, co-create with the universe. Yes, it's been a powerful catalyst in my life. The inner child still feels like it will always happen. Be abandoned, you mean? Are you abandoning her? If you let her know that you are always there for her? Are you letting the inner child take the reins? She's a child. She needs the parenting. She needs the structure and the support. And you are capable of that. So let her cry it out if she needs to, but also remind her that she is in a stable, structured environment. And she is not who you were at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. You have the support that you need. You have the emotional support. You are fully capable of parenting her. I'm sorry for jumping around, guys. I will get to your questions. Kali Ma just said, sorry, not sorry. So what has been the powerful catalyst in your life? That sounds like a good thing to me. catalysts and fears of abandonment and everything that comes up, it's not meant to freeze you in place. It's meant to move you, to get your ass up. It's meant to light a fire. Within yourselves. So that you can ask yourself, why am I continuing to be in the same cycle, to be in the same position? And to help you realize that you deserve better for yourself and that you are powerful beings and that you don't need approval from anyone. Back to you, Cadence. Cadence, what's your situation? Christina says it's propelled me towards learning everything I've learned. Now I'm propelled to share it, and I do. But putting myself in video is always a hesitation. Why? Why is that? What's the hesitation that comes up? Are you worried that not enough people will see it? Are you worried about critics, judgment? Because it's almost always being afraid of your own inner judge. Sometimes we have to say, inner judge, screw you. Fear of judgment. Mm-hmm. Are you judging yourself? Are you judging yourself and your own abilities? Fuck it. How is that judgment helping you now? I'll give you an example. I had no clue what the purpose of today's live video was. And I just knew that I had to trust. That was the message in Lightworkers 613, they're channeling yesterday, to just trust. So when Kalima approached me and said, do a live 5 p.m., I was like, all right, I guess so. And I promoted it because now I realize I need to promote my own work because I'm not helping myself when I don't. I continue to keep myself small when I don't promote my stuff. And I went on here live and I chanted live. I'm not a singer. Who am I to chant something? But I chanted it because I chanted earlier and it made me release any tension that I was feeling. And it brought me tears of joy. And I felt so connected after chanting. And that's what I wanted to bring to you guys today as well. So, who are we to try to control the narrative and keep ourselves from sharing? So please ask yourself that next time, Christina, next time you feel guided to put a video up, to do anything. Corey. 1 second, let me just breathe that. Sometimes I just have to breathe out if Kalima has a strong response. I just need to be like, okay. Because I don't want to be a total bitch. Like, I'm a nice person. I want to. Okay. What Corey said is very valid. Corey said, but you have Kali to help you. I don't hear guides. Okay. Let me move through that trigger. I'm gonna. Kali Ball's like, oh, you said it because you want me to give it to you. Okay. Corey, what if you can hear them, but you are ignoring them? What if you can feel them, but you're dismissing them? And you're dismissing the nudges that you continue to get, but you belittle them and think of them as lesser than. Why do you think that I have this great big voice coming down on me, or a letter that I received from Kali Ma that says, Dearest Alana, we'd like you to have a YouTube Live at 5 p.m. and to talk about these items. Make sure that you call out Corey and Cadence and Brandy and give them this specific type of guidance. I do not know what it is that I'm supposed to be doing or why. I just feel into it. And how did I start that way? This is me, Alana. How did I start that way? I started by meditating and taking classes and doing shit that I was super fearful of, like giving people free readings just so I can learn more about my intuition. I gave people free readings and I was frightened. Meditation, Cadence. Weird. Why is everyone so afraid of meditating? Are you afraid of the silence that you hear? Sometimes you need to hear silence first to understand the unique beating of your own heart. God isn't shouting down at me from the mountaintops saying, 5 p.m. Eastern, get on live. I am God. You are God. But let's talk more practical things. Let's talk about how we can connect more if we feel like we don't hear anyone. Sometimes we're not going to hear it first. Sometimes we'll have feelings. And sometimes we'll need to do little experiments with those feelings. Or if we have a little idea in our mind that gives us a little spark of hope that lights up that passion inside of us. You know, the little ideas that we have. For example, let's say Brandy's example to create a circle. Those ideas that we're really passionate about that we don't want to move forward with because we're too passionate about it. And we feel like we're going to take it too personally if it doesn't end up the way we want it to be. Is that you have of them? You can let that all go. Because you have no idea what's going to happen. And this is all about improving that relationship with self, identifying those little needs that come up for yourself. So, Corey, when is the last time you ignored yourself? And I'm getting a visual of you burying something away, you digging up dirt and burying it away, like packing it deep within the ground. And like, I hear you say, like, there, okay, you'll be safe over there. You'll be safe there in the dirt where you cannot come to life. Everyone's quiet now. Did you lose me? Corey, let me know if you're still there. Grief about my mom dying. Can you expand on that? Corey says because you have us reflecting on our shit. Cadence, I want this voice of God to shout down from mountains at me. I need it to be obvious. It's not my own anxiety or flighty mind. Fear and ego is about keeping you still and keeping you small. Love is expansion. Love wants to shine your light, your essence everywhere. Ego, your anxiety, wants you to stay in a little safe little bubble box, and that's how you know. Corey, you want her, you hate missing her. Why do you hate missing her? The love that you have for her is beautiful, and that never goes away. That's such a beautiful thing, that pure love between a mother and a daughter that you're so fortunate to have. Don't be ashamed of that. And that can come to light so many beautiful things. Whatever you can do with that love. What do you want to create with that love? Oh, you always have someone to catch you if you fall. Colin Ma said, don't make me bring her in here. Let's not go that route. But how can we create to honor her? Can you write a poem? Can you make a grid for her? How can we honor her? Because you are here to embody that love. Not to stifle it, but you're here to plant that within this earth now. That's your job. You have her heart and your heart. You are made of her essence. A part of her is inside of you. And that's something that you can never hold back. What do we do when we feel like we can't move past? That means let it move through us. And what's wrong with crying when you think of her? I laugh because I just got a message of her saying, don't cry, don't fuss over me. But crying is the best way through it. We need to let ourselves grieve. And we need to acknowledge that it will take as long as it takes. But stuffing that inside of us, that will do some damage if we continue to stuff it and hide from our grief. Doesn't matter how long. Do a ritual to unstuff it. Get some photos, light some candles, and talk to her because she's there. And the grief that you're stuffing is causing you to feel unsupported because you're not supporting yourself through this grief. How do you feel about creating a ritual for yourself with that? It may need to be a multi-step process. It may not be like a one-time thing. You may need to continue to do it, but that will help you. Dear Cadence, where did we leave off with you? Let me scroll up to see. Good. Oh, yay. I'd love for you to post it if you feel comfortable. Cadence, I feel like I responded to you, but I don't think that you responded back. So, how are you feeling? I feel disconnected. Why do you feel okay? So, what does it feel to be connected? Let's start there. Does it feel like something is missing? Confident, at ease. So, what are you doing to try to connect with yourself? What personal steps have you taken to connect with your own self? And I don't mean joining these lives, which I appreciate you for. I mean your personal relationship with yourself. Feels more like external factors. Can you clarify? I'm going to jump to Joseph while you answer that. Joseph says, how can we create the knowing in others that we are eternal love to lovingly grow together? Why do you want to create that knowing in others? How is that any of your business? How are you creating that knowing within yourself? And how are you showing it and reflecting that to your children? That is the best way. Cadence says the stay at home order, keeping her in North Carolina when she'd rather be with her family, or the virus canceling class so I can't graduate. The virus being the cause of my. I'm a little confused about what this has to do with the disconnect. So I feel like we're going many places, and I'd like us to focus in on the feelings of disconnect as to why you can't feel peace. Is it about not knowing what the future holds? Feeling even more confined than usual. Okay. What does that mean? I'm getting like, are you being left to your own devices? Is that it? I'm going to jump to Elizabeth. But Cadence, keep going, please. Cadence, calling off for you. Are you touching yourself? Are you touching yourself? Are you hugging yourself? Are you going outside and touching the leaves? Perhaps you need a cat, an animal to help you process the grief. Well, let's not cling to anything that is harmful to us. Yes, we are humans. We need connection. We need the physical touch in our lives. But we don't go back to decaying relationships that we know are dead. So if it's the physical touch that you need, perhaps you need to adopt an animal or go outside for a few moments to look at squirrels. This is coming up for a reason. Looking at squirrels, being out in nature for 5 minutes, for however long you are comfortable being outside, considering the situation. I'm speaking to Elizabeth, but Cadence, yes, definitely go outside as well. We do not have to stay stuck in our homes if we have stay-at-home orders. Try to go outside or on a walk, stick your head out the window if you need to. It's okay to miss that physical connection. That's fine. We can't just like try to ignore that. There's nothing like touching a loved one. But why are we in such a hurry to just get past our grief? Sometimes we just need to sit with it a little and cry and say that we feel shitty. And give it time as well. Cadence, feeling peace within yourself and creating your own structure for your day, even when everything else around you is shaken up, even when your schedule is not the same, creating that structure within you by meditating, journaling, doing some type of connection every day to yourself, whether it's going on a walk outside. You need to add some structure to your day in response to feeling peace. Ah, there we go, Cadence. Thank you. Thank you. That is what Kalima has been saying. People are just not happy spending so much time with themselves. And it's what's coming up, Kalima says for Divine Creatrix, spending time with yourself. It can feel like such punishment when we're forced to spend time with ourselves now. Why? What is wrong with yourself that you don't want to spend time with yourself? And I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I laugh as a release. And I'm happy that Cadence said that and came to the realization that she's not happy being forced to spend so much time with herself. That's not something many people can admit to. What happens when you spend time with yourself or too much time with yourself? What dialogue goes on? My dog is coming by to say hello. I have a chocolate lab. And she's showing me, giving me an example of she's playing with her toy by herself, happy. You don't always like what you see. Okay. What's that? What do you see that you don't like? And you don't have to answer that here, but it's something that you should meditate on. It's okay to admit if you don't like yourself. Because once we admit that, then we can move on to what we'd like to change within ourselves. What can we do better? Admitting that you don't like yourself is the point where you can just turn things around. Please paste your questions in again right now if I missed any. Yeah, chocolate labs are so sweet. Her name is Sasha. I'll post her on my Instagram. Evelyn says she loves it, her space, she's content just being in the present. So Cadence, how can you change your space to make it more you so that you feel more comfortable being yourself? So that it turns into a place of acceptance. I have about 15 minutes left. Evelyn, what kind of dog do you have? Kavita says, how can I turn everything that triggers my unworthiness around so that it can serve to empower me instead of disempowering me? Thank you. Ooh, that's a big one. I don't know. I don't know if we can get to all of that. Okay. So Kalima wants to do a separate thing related to that because that's a huge thing that I can't answer in just a few minutes. So I'll see if there's something that she can say to you at this time. I think it's the word everything. How can I turn everything that triggers my unworthiness? Let's break that down into one thing. You don't have to apologize. That's an excellent question. But let's try to break that everything down into something. Divine Creatrix, Kalima already gave you a message. She said, how are you touching yourself? And everything after that. If you go back and listen to that, she gave you some messages. Wondering how I can best serve humanity at this time, from Jenny. Jenny, being your light, being your shining light, and all the love that you spread on forums. I see all the messages that you send people, and it really is so meaningful to everyone that you touch. And that's how you are serving humanity right now. Is there something more that you'd like to do as well? What if I told you that was your great mission in this world? Is that enough for you? If it's not, what else would you like to create? You have this wonderful gift of writing in a way that just really brings out your loving essence. It really hits to the heart. Divine Creatrix says, I've realized this lifetime I've never felt safe in my physical body or like I've ever been home. Yeah, that's a big thing that I think a lot of people here have felt, not feeling the home within themselves. Morgan says, I'm good. My thing was just a fear of judgment from others in my life who haven't accepted me in the past. Well, good thing we don't need others' acceptance, do we? We don't need other people's acceptance to be ourselves whatsoever. We can be as weird as we want as long as we're not harming anyone. One, are my guys working on me all day just by me having asked, or are they simply watching? Both? But you have to ask and see what magic you can create when you ask your guides for help. Is this virus a certain energy? So Pamela Erlin did a really great channeling of the COVID-19 virus and goes into depth about what the virus represents. It's a representative of the human conscious collective. To give you a brief answer. What Kali Ma is the purpose and what I'm how I'm allowing her to work through me is what are we going to do with this new energy, this new world? How are we going to ground into it instead of holding on to the past and our past fears, and be more present within ourselves and to admit what our fears are and what we're having a hard time letting go of? David says there are some emotions bubbling up and I don't know how to make a specific question towards that right now. Does Kali Ma have anything to say? Sit with it. Maybe now is not the time to ask. Yeah, David, sit with yourself and see what comes up that way. All right. We have just a few minutes. What would you guys like to do now? I feel like that was intense. I'm sorry if Kali Ma said anything harsh. I love you all for being here. This was very helpful for me. And I love connecting with you guys. So if there's anything that you want more of, then definitely let me know. If you like the video, if you like this kind of work, subscribe, please. And hit like on the video so that we can spread more of this awesomeness, because everything that everyone brought up today is what a lot of people are feeling. So I love you guys for being vulnerable here. We're all in this together in terms of vulnerability. So let's see, Joseph, do I plan on doing this more? Yeah, I plan on doing it more. Love beams. Yes, Morgan. I feel your love beams when you say that. I need to steal that from you. Love beams. Anything else before I sign off? And thank you again for joining. I, again, cannot say it enough that I love you guys and I'm so honored to connect with you. And thank you for sharing this space with me. And thank you for accepting the Kali Ma in me. That means a lot. Love you all. I'll post a picture of my dog on my Instagram, which is Alana Heavenly. And hope you all, oh, thank you, David. I hope you all have a beautiful morning, afternoon, night, wherever you guys are. And I'll be in touch. I do have a channeling. Oh, I should tell you. I have a channeling scheduled this Sunday. It's Sunday at, I'm going to look at my calendar. Sunday, April 5th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time of Toni Morrison. And what this is about is creative, how we can remove any obstacles from our creative abilities. And not just talking about artists. I mean, we're all creators in this world. You thought Kali Ma was a little held back? I did hold her back a little bit. I was like, let me breathe through this. Let's vulnerable, because I feel way too, I don't know. I feel like I am not worthy. So I need to work through that within myself of not feeling worthy of channeling. So, but you know what? Kali Ma says, fuck it and do it anyway. So that's what I got to do. But love you guys. Take care. Talk to you soon.